John C. Hinch Production Art Studios in Peoria, Illinois, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Andrew Darling and Becca Winnie. News with Ashley Edlin and Cody Brutlag. And your Midstate reporting team. Sports with Drew Tate. On the Beat with Elizabeth Scoville. About Town with Gabrielle Balzel. Get Real with Emily Hart. Let's Eat with Kate Hall. About Crew with Tara Jabari. Cooking for Two with Emily Hart and Cody Brutlag. And State of the Arts with Simone Buckner. And now, from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine starts right now.
Hey there, welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Andrew Darling.
And I'm Becca Winning.
And I think we're going to have a great show for you today. The Olympics, the Winter Olympics are going on.
Oh, it's been so much fun. Have you been watching?
Absolutely, I have. I prefer, like, snowboarding is like my favorite sport to watch, but I mean, there's a lot of other really great events.
Right. I've been watching the men's figure skating with a group of my friends. It's really fun because it's a group of guys, and they actually really want to watch this. And then when I walk in, they were really afraid that I was going to make fun of them for watching it. But the best part was Evan Lysacek. You know he's from Naperville?
Naperville, Illinois?
Naperville, Illinois.
Oh,
he won the gold medal.
All right, USA, USA.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was so proud to be an American.
Yes, well, there's a whole lot going on at the Olympics. I mean, there's a lot of controversy and, you know, like, oh, her gear is too heavy or this guy said something. You know, that's just the way it is.
There's always drama.
Yeah, but it's really a good thing. It's a shame it's only every, what, 4 years, 6 years, something?
4 years.
Yeah. Well, I think in the news coming up, I think that you might have done something on President's Day. Did you do something?
I did. I went to Lakeview Museum and it was a lot of fun. And I think you talked to a guy named Carl Cannon.
Carl Cannon, Mr. Cannon, yes. He's a great individual. And we're going to see more from him in the news. So let's take a first look at the news.
Good evening and welcome to Midstate News. I'm Cody Brutlag.
And I'm Ashley Edlin, and now let's take a first look at the news.
Within a matter of days, a Republican candidate for Senate may surface. From Bloomington, Republican Bill Brady still holds a slim lead over Kirk Dillard. There's still absentee and provisional ballots that need to be counted before a Republican name can show up on the ballot for Senate. Brady's campaign has gained support primarily from downstate Illinois. He says that there's too much power in the hands of too few in Illinois, and the office term limits could solve that.
Lakeview Museum kept its doors open on President's Day and invited the community in for a day of fun. Becca Winning shows us what the museum offered their visitors.
Mommy, look at my phone.
It's not just another day off of school here at Lakeview Museum for the children. No, they're celebrating President's Day. Children from around the city have gathered to better understand why they don't have to go to school on President's Day. Ann Schmidt, Lakeview Museum's Director of Education, further explains the event.
Today we're having a program to celebrate President's Day, and specifically the 4 presidents associated with Illinois. In the Discovery Center, we have hands-on activities, as always, but in honor of President Grant, who founded the National Weather Service, we have weather presentations on the hour, done by museum educator Dave Grebner. In the classrooms, we have hands-on crafts to celebrate the 4 presidents associated with Illinois. There are finger puppets and penny pins and flags and fake beards.
Parents help their children create projects and memories, learning about United States leaders from right here in Illinois. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Becca Winning.
Thanks, Becca. Locals are looking to make the streets safer for Peoria youth. At the Dream Center in Peoria last Saturday, officials discussed steps necessary to make Peoria safer for the youth. State Senator Dave Kaler, State Representative Jahan Gordon, and Peoria Mayor Jim Ardis helped direct the event. There were several workshops which discussed parenting, juvenile justice, schools, and sex offenders. Encouraging parents to use tough love on their children was also discussed. District 150 School Board member Jim Stoll also said that teaching youth self-worth is important as well. And a downtown street infamous for being lined with warehouses and industrial buildings may soon be getting a facelift. Peoria City Council will meet February 23rd to talk about the reconstruction of Washington Street, or U.S. Route 24 from Interstate 474 to Interstate 74.
City officials will discuss the first steps to reconstructing Washington Street with nearly $40 million budget.
And some city officials hope the multi-lane state highway will be transformed into a narrower, more pedestrian-friendly urban road.
The Illinois Department of Transportation has $10.7 million set aside for the construction. It may take as long as a year to decide on Phase 1 construction, however.
And Peoria is home to many outstanding community members that help our fine city become a better place. One such individual is Carl Cannon. Andrew Darling spoke with Cannon to find out how he influences Peoria's youth.
Here I am at the Peoria Riverplex, a place where you can train your body, but you can also train your mind. A man by the name of Carl Cannon is training the minds of a younger generation, right here.
I'm the supervisor of the Youth Outreach and Intervention Department of the Peoria Park District, the only department of this type in the nation, at least affiliated with a park district.
Carl's program called Choices informs students that the choices they make are very important.
Choices is an acronym for Can't Have Our Independent Choices, Endangering Society. What I've learned is even those who've made the poorest of choices, if they could go back in time to that first incident, that minor talk back to parents, talk back to teachers, which started them on a path. If they could go back, knowing what they know now, they would do it different. And I get to share that with young people.
But giving speeches at schools all over the United States isn't all Carl is doing. He has big plans for Peoria's youth.
We've created a division or a program called ELITE, which is an acronym for Economic Leaders Integrating Trained Employable Youth. 4 or 5 years ago, Peoria went through a crime surge. I knew that what I had done wasn't enough. There was a crime surge. Choices just was not enough. Well, I thought about how we could interrupt some of the surge. And it just dawned on me that a healthy occupation of time would be the best way to do that.
Helping today's youth so we all have a better future. Programs like these are just what the doctor ordered. Thanks, Carl. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Andrew Darling.
Thanks, Andrew. Bradley's theater department will be opening the timeless play Fences this Friday night. Fences, written by August Wilson, takes place at the beginning of the civil rights movement. This play portrays the complications surrounding a family and the importance of relying on hope and love. Tickets are available at the Hartman Performing Arts Center, and later in our show, we'll get a sneak peek of that show. And now let's check in and see what's happening with sports. Drew?
Thanks, Ashley. The Bradley women's track team is making news after setting 11 personal best times along with their 11 top 10 finishes on the Iowa State track. Juniors Mary Goldcamp, Lauren Fogg, Leanne Murphy, and sophomore Michelle Hartman finished their 400-meter relay race in 12 minutes and 14 seconds, a 15-second lead ahead of the competition. After the relay, Goldcamp went on to win first place in the 1,000-meter race. Other personal bests were set in the high jump by Lindsay Clayhorn with a height of 1.5 meters. And former Bradley Braves soccer player Chris Cutshaw took a position on the Colorado Rapids in the 4th round of this year's MLS draft. As the 56th overall selection, he is the 7th Brave since 2001 to be taken in the draft and the first player since 2006 when the Los Angeles Galaxy took Chris Dunsheath as a 36th overall selection. Cutshaw was the Braves' #1 scorer in his last 3 seasons, leading the Missouri Valley Conference with 23 points last year. And he was also a 3-time All-MVC honoree and was the first-team selection last season. And an interesting sport is now being taught on Bradley University's campus. Midstate Magazine's Ryan Ambrose reports.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are fight night at Bradley University. A class that teaches mixed martial arts at the Markin Center has caught the interest of a group of Bradley students. The class is taught by Michelle Fry, a freshman at Bradley who is one of the top-rated women's mixed martial artists in the world.
I want them to learn self-defense, obviously. I also want, the main thing that I'm trying to teach them is techniques and basics. Like, anyone can throw a drunken haymaker that's super wild and, you know, but if you're big, it doesn't matter how big you are. If you have the right technique, you're going to be able to hit stronger than the big guy. And so I want them to have good techniques so that way when they do have to hit someone, if they have to hit someone, it's strong enough where they only have to hit them once or a couple times and then the situation's over.
Despite her success, Michelle keeps a humble attitude towards martial arts.
I feel like I don't quite deserve, just because there's so much more that I can learn. The more you learn about something, the more you realize you can learn more about something. And so, you know, yes, I'm good at Hapkido, and yes, I'm good and I can teach, and I'm talented and I have an eye for it, but there's always so much more I can learn.
Michelle believes her class is more than just fighting.
I think that I don't just teach fighting, I also teach discipline, and I don't think that's something that a lot of people in my generation get, is they're not disciplined in their schoolwork, they're not disciplined, they don't obey authority very well, and they come to my class and like, what I say goes, and when it doesn't, they do push-ups, and so they learn, and I think, and people in the club get very close. We have a very close, tight-knit group, and everyone's really good friends, because the people that you fight with, like just like a sports team, but I think even more so because you're so close and you're fighting with them, but you make really strong bonds with these people, and my best friends for the past 5 years since I've been doing this have all been like this.
You can find Michelle's class at the Markin Center every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Ryan Ambrose.
Thanks, Ryan. And that's all we have for sports. Back to you, Ashley.
A village mayor in England has been sentenced to 2 years in jail after being found guilty of underwear theft. Ian Stafford is not only the mayor, but he also did handiwork around the village. Over time, he collected keys from those who trusted him. He would then break into their homes and search for underwear before performing sexual acts. A homeowner became suspicious and planted a video camera, and 14 minutes of the mayor was found naked in her room. After being released from jail, Stafford will be required to undergo therapy.
Well, that's all from the news. I'm Cody Brutlag.
And I'm Ashley Edlin.
And I'm Drew Tate. Be sure to join us next week.
Thank you, Ashley and Cody. How about that karate or mixed martial arts?
Mixed martial arts. You talk to anyone, they'll properly correct you on what art they do. Like when I was a youngster, I did about 5 years of Taekwondo.
Really?
Yes, I was this close to getting my black belt. I was the red belt, black tip, and I was one test away from getting to black belt, but it scared me to death because you had to break a brick, and you had to break boards, and you had to do like 1,000 push-ups and all this crazy stuff. It was tough. On an 11-year-old boy, it was tough, but it would have really made me feel better today.
Really? Do you still remember any of your moves?
I remember the very basics. Like when you're a white belt, just to show you some discipline, they make you stand like this, and they make you do drills. They make you say, you start right here just like this.
Okay.
And you start down low. Tai.
Tai.
Quan. Do. And you do that like 1,000,000 times. That's about it. But they teach you other cool stuff like, Taekwondo is all about self-defense. So it's all about manipulating your opponent's moves and then, turning them back on them. So it's not exactly a big attack thing, But yeah, you learn how to block and how to grab and flip and all that cool stuff. It was really great. I'm not going to show off anything else because I might.
Because you were almost a black belt, so you got it all.
Well, and I don't hit girls.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I saw Wolfman, and I think that maybe this review will help you see it too. So let's go to Get Real.
Today's movie in review will be The Wolfman, starring Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins. This recently released film is a remake of the classic 1941 horror film.
It's enormous power, doesn't she?
Do you believe in curses?
Run free. Kill or be killed.
Benicio del Toro stars as Lawrence Talbot, the haunted nobleman returning to late 1880s London to investigate the mysterious and brutal death of his brother. He is greeted by his brother's grieving fiancée, played by Emily Blunt, and his estranged father, Anthony Hopkins. While superstitious villagers try and grasp what's happening, Talbot gets caught up in the search for the beast. The director does a good job of creating a creepy atmosphere, and it was nice to see some 21st century gore added to this remake.
The first half of The Wolfman is boring, and at no point did the characters become three-dimensional enough for the audience to care about them. The actors in this movie were disappointingly underused, and it left me wanting more dialogue. I anticipated this movie to be scary, but with obvious and overused scare tactics, it made it seem more silly than scary. There were slight glimpses into a deeper story than the original, but they were only unexplored hints into what could have been something truly interesting. In the end, this movie was howlingly awful, and overall I will give this movie 2 out of 5 moons. For Get Real, I'm Rachel Seacrest.
Well, I certainly didn't expect the movie to get that low of a rating.
Well, they said it was howlingly awful. I would say it's hair-raisingly decent, at least. I mean, it wasn't bad. Anthony Hopkins is a great actor. I love his creepy roles. He was creepy in this movie, too. I mean, anytime I see him, I just picture him being like, "Hello, Clarice. I'm having an old friend over for dinner." You know, like, that guy's awesome. I love Anthony Hopkins. And, Benicio del Toro, despite having a funny name, tremendous actor, too. But yeah, they should have had more dialogue and screen time. They should have.
Well, you know what else is going on around here?
What's that?
Bradley Theater is putting on the play Fences.
Fences. Is that, it's going to be opening, or it is open? I'm not sure.
It's opening the 25th.
The 25th, yeah.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah. And what's that about, real quick?
Well, it's by playwright August Wilson, who is a well-known African-American writer, and it's about some of their struggles.
Oh.
I've gotten to see some of it, and it's really good.
Yeah, I might have to take a look at some of that. I might.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I get a Bradley discount, maybe?
Maybe, yes.
Maybe?
Students get a discount.
Students do get a discount, so if you're a student, you should go see it. Also, some professors might offer extra credit if you're a student. But now, let's go to State of the Arts, where Simone brings in the arts with the help of Bradley's cast of Fences.
Good evening, and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm Simone Buckner. Bradley University Theater will be performing August Wilson's Pulitzer Prize-winning drama, Fences. The play follows the complex life of an African-American man and his family just as the civil rights movement is beginning. George Brown, the director, is here to tell me more about it. George, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Simona. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks. The main character, Troy Maxson, struggles with a lot of the changes being brought on by the civil rights movement. Tell me more about that.
Well, just like all of us, Troy is a product of his past. He grew up in the Deep South at the turn of the 20th century. His father was a sharecropper, a very violent man. His mother ran off because the father was so violent. So that was the home life that Troy knew. When he ran away at 14 to find himself, he was confused and lost in a world that was filled with racism. He ended up becoming a robber, murdered a man, went to prison, found out that he was really great at baseball, got out of prison after serving his time and became a professional baseball player in the Negro League. But because of the time that he came along, it was before the integration of sports, Troy sort of lost his place in life. And so because of that, because of the circumstances, how the white man treated him, he has no trust for what's going to happen with the civil rights movement.
Okay. I hear that Fences is more than a historical piece chronicling the African-American experience. What else will we learn at this play?
A lot about what was happening at that time and the fear that was going through the country. August Wilson wrote an entire chronology of the African-American experience going across the 20th century. He wrote 10 plays that are called the Pittsburgh Cycle, and in each one of those, we're getting just a sampling of what the African-American experience was during a decade. When we hit Fences in 1959, it's right at the birth of that civil rights movement. But we're seeing more than just history. We're seeing Troy Maxson as a father who's a product of his past, really trying to understand how he can move his son into a new world. His son has the advantages that the civil rights movement has, but he won't have them himself. And so we see that conflict of a father trying to raise his son in a time he doesn't understand.
Tonight, we will see a scene between Troy and his son, Corey.
The Pirates won today. Like 5 in a row.
I think about no Pirates. Got an all-white team. Got that Puerto Rican boy, Clemente, and don't even half play him. Man can be something if they give him a chance.
He gets a lot of chances to play.
I'm talking about playing regular, so he can get his time, and that's what I'm talking about.
They got some white guys on the team that don't play every day. You can't play everybody on the team at the same time.
Now you can bet your last dollar if they got a white fella sitting on the bench that he can't play. Color boy got to be twice as good before he can even get on the team. That's why I don't want you to get involved in all these sports and things. Man on the team, what to get him? Got these colored boys and don't even half use them. The same as not even have them. All these teams are the same.
Oh, now see, the Braves got Hank Aaron and Wes Covington. Hank Aaron hit 2 home runs today. That makes 43.
Hank Aaron ain't nobody. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to play the game. Hell, I'm 53 years old and I can hit 43 home runs right now.
No major league pitching, you couldn't.
He had better pitching than the Negro Leagues. I hit 7 home runs off of Satchel Paige, and you can't get no better than that.
Sandy Koufax. He's leading the league in strikeouts.
Think about no Sandy Koufax.
You got Warren Spahn and Lou Burdette. I bet you can't hit no home runs off of Warren Spahn.
I'm through with it now. Now you go on and cut them boards. Your mama tell me you didn't go and got recruited by a college football team. Is that right?
Yeah. Coach Zelman said the recruiter wants to come by to talk to you. Get you to sign the permission papers.
Now, I thought you were supposed to be working down at the A&P after school. Ain't you supposed to be working down there?
Mr. Stubicki said he's going to hold my job for me till after the football season. Say starting next week, I can work weekends.
Now, I thought we had an understanding. You're supposed to hold down that job at the A&P, keep up with your chores. You ain't been around here all day on a Saturday and none of your chores done, and then you come here talking about me. You quit your job?
I'm going to be working weekends, Pop.
Yeah. But ain't no need for nobody coming around here talking to me about signing nothing.
Come on, Pop, you can't do that. He's coming all the way from North Carolina.
I don't care where he's coming from. The white man ain't gonna let you get no with that football no way. You ought to go and get your book learned so you can work yourself up in the A&P. Learn how to fix cars and build houses or something. Get you a trade. That way you can have something can't nobody take away from you. Put your hands to good use, besides hauling other people's garbage.
I get good grades, Pop. That's why the recruiter wants to talk to you. You gotta get good grades in order to get recruited. That way I'll go to college, I'll have a chance.
First, you gonna get your butt down to the A&P and see if you can get your job back.
Mr. Stewicki done already hired someone else because I told him I was playing football.
You about the biggest fool I ever saw, you know that? Now where you gonna get the money to take out your girlfriend and whatnot? What kind of foolishness is that to let somebody take away your job so you can play football?
I'm still gonna be working weekends.
No, you get your butt out there and find you another job.
Come on, Pop, I gotta practice. I can work after school and play football too. The team needs me. And that's what Coach Zelman say.
I don't care what nobody else say. I'm the boss right here, you understand me?
Come on, Pop.
I asked if you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yes, sir.
Then you get your butt down to the A&P and see if you can get your job back. And if you can't do both, then you quit football. You got to take the crookeds with the straights.
Yes, sir.
Fences opens February 25th and runs until March 5th. To reserve your tickets, call 309-677-2650. Thanks for watching State of the Arts. I'm Simone Buckner, leaving you with this. August Wilson once said, "Your willingness to wrestle with your demons will cause your angels to sing."
Hey, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the performance. I mean, like, the actors are really good, and the story is kind of intriguing.
It's a drama.
It's not
hard.
timely, but it's still fascinating.
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. It's a really good, strong play. I can't wait to see it come together. I actually already have my tickets.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Will you give me a ticket?
Front
row. Front row.
There probably are front row seats still open if you want one.
I need a front row ticket.
Okay, well, you can go to the box office.
Okay. Well,
have you heard about any other art here on Bradley's campus?
Well, I have heard of Carl on Tap. I've heard about that, and I think I'm going to go. I plan on seeing it. Do you know what that's about at all?
I know it's in the Heuser Art Center.
The Heuser Art Center.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I might have to check that out. I think it's photography. That's what I think it is.
I hear it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to probably stop up. Why don't we go together?
Okay. Give me a front row ticket. All right. Well, I know that On the Beat is next, and I think we're going to hear some crazy, funky, fresh beats. I have no idea exactly what we're going to listen to this week. What do you think it could be?
I have no idea. As long as it's not Britney Spears, I think I'm good.
I don't think it's going to be Britney Spears. I think it's going to be something very creative, very mind-blowing, and very ear-widening. That's what I think it's going to be. So, although the world's not run this way, Animals as Leaders makes the kind of music we actually want to hear.
No matter what music genre you like the most, this week's artist is pretty impressive. They're called Animals as Leaders, and saying they're talented is a massive understatement. Their self-titled album debuted in April 2009 and surprisingly only took 1 year to record. The band is actually the solo project of 8-string guitar player Tosin Abasi. Tosin wrote the entire album and recorded the guitar and bass tracks himself. The drums and synthesizer were programmed on a computer. You can expect to hear anything from slow, relaxing melodies to insanely fast guitar solos, all of which follows a rhythm that constantly changes, like you'd expect when listening to jazz. If you look on MySpace, Animals as Leaders is classified as experimental progressive metal, but their music touches on so many genres, it's impossible to understand what it sounds like until you hear it for yourself. Oh, and did I mention that there's no lyrics? That's right, this music is instrumental. And if you think this means you won't like it, throw out everything you thought you knew. You don't need to like a specific genre to check out Animals as Leaders. You just need to like music. For On the Beat, I'm Elizabeth Scoville.
I think I actually want to go back and listen.
I think I'm going to listen. I'm always looking for a fresh new sound, and this really does seem new. It was defined as like a progressive type of metal, and
yeah.
it's all the solo project, so you know that guy's got talent. Somebody get that man a trophy.
An 8-string guitar and with lots of guitar solos. I think I found my new study music.
8 strings? That's more than 4.
Really?
Isn't that how many there usually are on the guitars?
I think there's 5.
But I love metal. I mean, death metal, heavy metal, alternative metal, new metal, progressive metal. I'm a metalhead. I like metal. I'm totally going to check it out.
Well, we should. We should. I think it's awesome that there is a music out there that is good quality music and it doesn't have to have any voices.
But don't be listening to metal too much, because you might want to check out your local planetarium. The planetarium is out of this world, so let's check it out.
Lakeview Planetarium opened in 1963 as the first phase of construction for what is known today as Lakeview Museum of Arts and Sciences. Sheldon Schaefer is the Vice President of Education at Lakeview Museum and Director of the planetarium.
The planetarium was the first component of the museum, and then the museum was built actually around the planetarium and opened in 1965. So it goes way back in the history of Peoria.
Programs at the planetarium go beyond just learning the science of space, with events like wine and cheese tasting under the stars and musical laser light shows.
We've got a show in my backyard with a children's performer from Canadian television. So we've got all sorts of shows for preschool, college, and every grade in between. We gear things to the state standards and to a student's particular grade level.
Peoria is the perfect place to get a crystal clear view of the stars any day of the year. While you may not think it's true because of light pollution and what seems like constant rain, snow, and clouds, Lakeview Planetarium offers stargazers a perfect night sky every time. Admission to the planetarium is $4 for adults. For more details on the planetarium schedule, visit www.lakeview-museum.org. For About Town, I'm Gabrielle Balzell.
Lakeview has some really great stuff to offer. I've never been to the Lakeview Planetarium, but I went to one back home, and I remember especially going there on field trips. It was amazing. My dad always would bring out his telescope, and we'd look at the stars in our backyard.
Yeah, did you see that big machine-type thing? Was that like a death ray or something, or what was that?
I don't think it was a death ray, especially if they're going to have elementary students coming in there.
But you got to show the rest of the galaxy who's the boss. So you got to have a death ray.
Well, if we have a death ray, I think there'd be some heavy security.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like we can blow up our own planet because the death ray is pointing out this way. I have a science center back home where I'm from, St. Louis, and it might lack death rays, but what it lacks in death rays, it makes up for in education, because it has a lot of great little programs and little experiments that you can do. I feel like such a kid when I go there.
Yeah, the hands-on stuff, they have some of it there at the Discovery Center, which was in the package about President's Day, and like they have the little, you can put your hands in, it's the little stakes
the little
push
pins?
through, yeah, the pins that push through to the other side.
Yeah, I love playing with those things in
fun.
Walmart, but they're so dirty because all those kids are playing with it. And
Well, this one's a big wall.
oh, a big wall? So I could just stick my whole body on it?
You could.
That's good. I'd
scare some of the kids on the other side. Ah!
Yeah, I could do that. That's right up my alley, scaring kids at the local public places. So yeah, I might have to check out my local planetarium now, even though it doesn't have any death rays.
I'm sorry that might disappoint you a little bit. But planetariums are pretty cool.
Oh, they are, and they have laser shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's cheap, if not free.
I don't think it's free here.
Okay.
I almost went to one.
Well, I'm sure it's cheap, and I'm sure it's worth it for an education.
Of course.
And that's a good thing to have. Education. Why not?
Of course.
Well, let's see. What do we talk about today? We saw Wolfman.
Evan Lyschek.
Evan Lyschek won the gold medal. Go USA. The Olympics are still going to be going on for a while. I know I'm going to be watching more snowboarding, if there is any. I'm not sure. Who knows?
Check out the schedule.
Yeah, I'll check out the schedule. But at any rate, I think that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching Midstate Magazine. We'll see you next week.